welcome to another episode of Cooking with Brandon. Now today you are going to be in a real treat because we're going to work on how to make pizza from the ground up. Meaning starting the dough, doing the long ferment, then making it into dough balls, and then making a pizza with some of your favorite cheeses. But unfortunately, when we started this process, we nearly burned the house down. Now, what I've been told from cooking channels such as Binging with Babish and others is that for pizza, you want to make it really hot so the dough will rise and everything and the cheese will melt and all that crap. If you're going in the history of Neapolitan pizzas, you wanted a really hot oven, usually 600, somewhere between 600 and 900 degrees. Most home ovens can't do that. So you end up turning it into 550, leave it on there for about an hour and let it set. Now what we have is a baking steel, which is just a big flat piece of steel that's supposed to hold heat better and can maybe get up to 600, 700 degrees, I don't know, but it'll hold the heat better. Well, we did that tonight and we started with leaving the oven on for about an hour. Sam stayed at the house, again, my wife and producer of the show. She stayed at the house while I went to go exchange some cheese at Whole Foods, and then we realized that the oven, this little thing right here, whatever this thing is called, started to burn apart. Now, as you can see, there's separation here. Can you get a good, let me go get a light really quick. It's always good when you're hosting a show to walk into the other room. Now, as you can see, this broke apart right here. And so that started sparking. And Sam noticed it first. Again, she's my wife and producer of the show. She noticed it first and realized that we were about to have a fire on our hands. I didn't know what to do, so I got the fire extinguisher and just blasted the whole area. Then we called the fire department, and they said this typically happens with ovens. So, after a while, that thing, whatever it's called, will burn apart. And it's best to close it. I did everything how I'm supposed to do because I'm a genius. But what happened is that we ended up filling the entire room with this white powder, which will irritate your lungs. So, having said all that, I still had some dough balls, some pizza that I wanted to make. We made 3 because we were going to have a child over for the weekend. We were going to help some foster parent friends and do some respite care. So we we're going to have a kid for the weekend. So I did 3 dough balls. And not only did the child not come because he wasn't feeling well and we didn't want to risk getting COVID, we also nearly had a fire in the house. So I took those 3 dough balls and all the cheese that we had gathered for that and decided to make a crock pot pizza. We had no idea how this is going to turn out. So we're going to try to risk it now. This has been cooking, it's now 10 o'clock Eastern time in Charlotte, North Carolina, where my wife and I live. She's, again, my wife, and she's producer of the show, Cooking with Brandon. This has been cooking for a good 3 hours. Probably. We started this at 7. My wife is mute.
Hopefully.
Oh, no, there she goes. Oh, she can speak. Hallelujah. So this was, I just layered all 3 dough balls right on top of the other, So we had 3 things ready to go. I flattened it out, put cheese, onions, spinach, and olive oil. Then put another layer on, cheese, spinach, olive oil, onions, all that. Then put another layer on. So this is a 3-layer pizza that we made here in the crock pot. And let's just see how this turns out.
Turn it off.
Huh?
Turn it off.
Oh, turn it off. Okay. What should I put it on?
Just put it in a container. You can put it in the refrigerator.
What container should I put it in?
Maybe that red thing that's in there.
Okay, we're going to choose the red thing that's in here. This thing?
Oh, I thought it was a bigger one.
It's got the bread in it. Okay, so for right now we'll put it in this to give you a good...
Okay.
Well, I'll do just a paper plate. I'll do a plate, not a paper plate. Come take a look. Let's see what we got here first. There's a lot of olive oil in here. So it's simmering, and the dough didn't really get tough, so it just kind of made what looks like an air balloon of dough. I don't know how to describe it better than that. Let's see if we can actually get this out. Oh, It's attacking me. Good Lord. Oh my gosh. This is stuck to it. Now the pizza is upset with me at the moment. As you can hear from its gargling. I'm not sure if I've gotten to the bottom yet. Let's see what this tastes off. It's not bad. I would give you a history of this pizza, or the dough and how I made it, the ingredients and all that, as well as the history of pizza. But we're not going to do that in this episode because we're mainly focused on how to get this out of the crock pot. I don't think we've gotten to the bottom. I'm sure we haven't. But here we go. Pizza casserole. Your favorite dish for Thanksgiving. This is what I was unable to get out earlier. This ring of crust that would have been delicious around it, and nearly burns your hand off too. Nice little feature of it. And this is the end result. I didn't want to waste those 3 pieces of dough because usually if the dough balls sit too long, they get hard and crunchy. And this is what we have. This is the end result. We have mozzarella cheese as the base. Or sorry, olive oil is the base. Then red onions, then mozzarella cheese for melting purposes. Then truffle Gouda, which was going to provide a little bit of flavor. And then Parmesan on top. Or after that was spinach and arugula, then Parmesan. And what this turned into was just a disgusting looking casserole. That's it for tonight. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Cooking with Brandon. We'll see you next time.